สวัสดีค่ะ It's Natty from the Thaiger, and you're watching Thailand Top Stories. If you would like to keep up to date with all the latest news in Thailand and around the region, then make sure to hit that subscribe button for all your weekly updates here at the Thaiger channel. The Thai government is setting a target of acquiring 65 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines next year. The vaccines are planned to include the newest versions of each brand imported, though the exact allotment of brands and vaccines haven't been announced yet. But the Thai PM did confirm that contracts have already been signed with suppliers to source 65 million vaccines. Up to 25% of Thailand's GDP has been used in dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, including vaccination, treatment, and assistance programs for the general public, according to the PM. So far, only 11 provinces have hit a threshold of over 70% of their population having received at least one vaccine injection, a target that has been crucial for fully reopening the country. The government say they're keeping an over-advancement in new and more effective vaccines, including options in development to use a nasal spray to potentially inoculate against COVID-19. A 19-year-old student in Phuket is claiming that his hair began falling out in clumps, leaving him bald after getting 2 Sinovac vaccines. The vocational school student said he traveled to his family hometown in Koh Yao district to get his Sinovac vaccines, both the first and second doses. He said he didn't feel or see any side effects after his first Sinovac vaccine and everything appeared normal. But then about 3 days after his second dose of Sinovac, he said he started losing his hair in fairly significant quantities. After losing clumps of hair, the man said he went to a private clinic to get help and advice from his doctor. The doctor decided that the vaccine had reacted with his white blood cells, creating a harmful side effect from vaccination that caused him to become immunocompromised and began losing his hair. The man says that over the past 4 months, his hair has not grown back, though his body is otherwise recovering. Further studies have not been conducted to find any direct link between the vaccine and hair loss. Police are investigating the case of another 86 illegal migrants crossing over the Thai-Burmese borders into the district of Prachuap Khiri Khan province earlier this week. Authorities have been told that 1,000 more are also on the way. According to the police, the migrants were apprehended after they were discovered entering Thailand through one of the many natural border crossings in Kotlak sub-district. The group consisted of 52 men and 34 women, all of whom were Burmese nationals who were carrying no documentation and were subsequently transferred to a nearby temple for COVID-19 screening. They told officials that another 1,000 of their countrymen were waiting to cross the border into Prachuap Khiri Khan in search of work. Low-cost carrier Scoot, now a subsidiary of Singapore Airlines, has confirmed a new service between Singapore and London via Bangkok. The new service will launch on December 16th. The announcement means Scoot is now the only low-cost airline offering non-stop flights between Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi Airport and London's Gatwick. It will also be Scoot's first service to the UK. Its parent company, Singapore Airlines, currently offers non-stop flights between Singapore and London Heathrow. The Scoot schedule to Gatwick is expected to operate 3 times a week from March 2022, and frequency could increase further if there's a demand and they can get landing spots. The addition of the London Gatwick route means the low-cost carrier will be serving over 30 destinations from December 16, and a gradual return to the 68 cities it served prior to the pandemic. Malaysia's health minister is aspiring to make Malaysia the hepatitis C treatment hub for Asia, with promises of treatment at a fraction of current costs. The health minister claimed that Malaysia will be able to offer affordable treatments for people infected with the virus. A 12-week cost of treatment for hepatitis, which in Malaysia could come up to 356,000 ringgit or around $84,000, prohibits many from seeking treatment. The hepatitis C virus, which is transmitted through blood, can cause liver scarring and cancer if untreated. Taiwan is stepping up its efforts to protect the island from China's aerial threats. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen praised military cooperation with Washington yesterday, as she commissioned the first combat wing of F-16 fighters upgraded with U.S. help to strengthen the island's defenses during rising tensions between Taipei and Beijing. Frequent Chinese and U.S. military exercises in the region have raised fears of conflict provoked by a crisis over democratically ruled Taiwan, which Beijing claims as a Chinese territory. Tsai says the project is an indication of the strength of Taiwan's cooperation with the U.S. defense industry. Earlier this week, U.S. President Biden reiterated the White House's policy of strategic ambiguity and said that Taiwan's independence is up to Taiwan to decide. And now for a quick update on the COVID-19 situation here in Thailand. The CCSA has reported 6,855 new cases of COVID-19 with 51 new deaths. According to the latest reports, 7,655 were released from care within the past 24 hours. And that wraps up the COVID-19 update. For more news on Thailand, go to thetiger.com or check out our evening show, Thailand News Today. สวัสดีค่ะ